Right, I'm looking at another Fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with noisy. Interesting, because we know exactly one of those letters is in the answer. Because one of them has to be a lie and the others have to be true. So, I mean, we could do one of the vowels. We could do, and we could do, what do we want to do? Well, my first thought was train, but we can't do the I and then. We could do trail. Sure. Okay, well, no contradiction, but of course we could only repeat one letter, so it's hard to get very many contradictions. So, let's do, what if we did A-R-T? That could be interesting. Then we'd still have to have a letter from noisy that's not an I. Well, we could do start with a double T. Sometimes repeating letters can be good for looking for contradictions. Okay, well, one of the A's is a lie, so we know there is an R. Well, no, we don't know those are true. We know there is an R. We know there's no T. One of those could be a lie because it's supposed to be green, but there is definitely an R. So let's assume the A is third still. We could do R-A. We still need an N, O, or Y. How about grand? Is that a grand guess? Okay, well, interesting. We've now had 3 different A's in the middle. So here's the thing. So the green or the gray, one of those two is a lie. So this yellow is true. We also know, what do we know? If the R was third, that would make this a lie, which would mean that there is an A. Can we have no A? I think so. These would both be lies. That seems possible. Okay, so... So... Is there anything else we can say for sure? I'm trying to figure out, like... If this one is true, then there's no S or N. Or I. Now there could still be an I. Because if this is true, this could be the lie. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go G. I want to say there's an A, but there might not be. The D could be the lie. We could have no A, no N. We'd still have to have an R. It would have to be like this. It would have to be all new letters. We couldn't have an N. We couldn't have an I or an S. We'd have to have O or Y. Is it possible to do the G? The R could also be third, but... Well, we could do like an ER, like a G-O-E-R. We can't do an N, so we can't do goner. So I don't know what that would be. Or we could do something O-R? I don't know if that works to have the D, to have no D. Because maybe G-O-R, I mean, you'd have to have... It feels like there's got to be something that fits that, but I'm struggling to find it. So, I'm thinking there's a D. That's what I'm thinking. Now, it could be the lie because it's supposed to be a D. Well, gourd. Gourd would work, wouldn't it? That's not terrible. Let's go for it. Okay, so... Interesting. We didn't get any contradictions from that. Although, remember, if this is true, then, well, if there is a D, let's just start with that. If there is a, but the D, if there's a D at the end, right, then it's the lie. The A is true. These are both lies. There's no S, there's no I, there's no N. So we have to have an O or a Y, and if the D is at the end, you're probably not going to have a Y somewhere else. You could, but... Okay, so could the O be a lie? Let's say, can there be an O? This would be the lie. The rest of these would be true. So it couldn't be GDR. It's got to be GER. And then you'd have to have this, Gerdo. That's what it would have to be. But then you don't have a lie in grand. So that doesn't work. So actually we can't have an O. That has to be true, which is interesting. Because of what I was just saying before. So if the D is at the end, now you have to have a Y somewhere else. The G and the R have to be true. The E has to be, it has to be GERYD, which I don't think is a thing. So the D cannot be at the end. So if it's the lie, it's because there's no D. So let's assume there's no D for a minute, right? Okay, again, you have G and R. The E could be at the end now, or it could be between the G and the R. Probably at the end. But you have no A, so those are the lies. There's no S, there's no I, there's no N. You have to have a Y. Is there something like this? Well, no. I was gonna say Jerry with a double R is a thing, but you can't do the R. This yellow R would have to be true and start. So, and jerky is a J, not a G. Jermy? I mean, it works. Let's go for it. Okay, so one of the G's is a lie, one of the R's is a lie, everything else on those two rows is true. So there is a Y at the end, so that's the lie here. There's no I, there's no S, there's no N. Wow. Okay, so if it's this... Oh, you can't do the G and the R. Right. So, if you do the G, then the R is the lie, and so there's no R. Hold on. I marked those, but we don't know that that's true, right? So, wait. Oh, okay. So we know, right? So one of the G's or the R's is the lie. Oh, everything else is true. Oh, I didn't mark this one as true. Okay, so this is true. So this is true. So there is a D. Ah, okay. So if we do this, we need to have a D. Something. I don't think that's gonna work. So I'm thinking ER, either D or the D at the beginning. Derby. Oh. Okay, we got there. That one was a bit of a struggle today. I wasn't quite getting contradictions that I needed up here. When we had the A the lie twice, the G the lie twice, that makes it harder too when it's the same lie twice in a row. But yeah, I don't know. I got there with a couple of guesses to spare, but it was a bit of a struggle. So let me know how you did with the Fibble today. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.